Warning. This program is intended for adults only. What you are about to listen to contains explicit language, sexual topics, and don't be surprised if you get wet.
You've just tuned in to PooseBoss with your host, Victoria Lynn. This episode of PooseBoss is sponsored by the Mayfair Hotel, located downtown LA. Come check out PooseBoss being taped live every Monday night at the Mayfair Hotel. And guys, it's happy hour, so get you a $5 drink and a $6 appetizer. Meow! What's up, guys? It's your girl, Victoria Lynn, and you just tuned into another episode of what I like to call Random Pussy. And I have some great random pussy with me right now. Introduce yourself, boo.
Hey, my name is Kelly Roebuck. My Instagram is K_Nicole6_. That's the only social media I have.
So K_Nicole6_ within each one. So K_Nicole_6, the number 6 or SIX?
It's just K_Nicole and then just 6
and
underscore.
then just 6. Okay. Awesome K_Nicole_6. So, funny thing is I actually met her today, randomly, right?
Yes.
Because you just got to LA.
Yeah, this morning we drove in.
Wow. So where did you come from?
We worked our way from North Carolina originally. We stayed a week in Denver, and that's where we came from last night.
Wow. Okay. And so what made you just get in the car and go?
We got bored of where we lived. We're known to be random travelers, and we jumped in the car and left because we wanted to come here.
Okay, and so everybody knows who we is, because obviously I know, but who is we?
We is me and my boyfriend, Sheen.
Okay, and how old are you and your boyfriend, Sheen?
He is 21 and I'm 18.
Okay. So where did you guys meet, if you don't mind me asking?
We met just through a bunch of random friends. He's actually best friends with my older brothers.
Oh, okay.
My friend's older brother. Yeah. And we've been friends with the same people for this 4 years, and we never met each other until now.
Oh, wow. So you guys haven't been together that long?
Yeah, we've been together for about a year now.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty long.
Yeah.
That's pretty long. Awesome. So there was something we were, now obviously, guys, this week is all about porn, and her and I will get into that. But I really, really loved what we touched on earlier when we weren't on the mic, which is, you know, I'm 30 years old, guys, and she's obviously, 10 years younger than me, maybe 12. But what I really liked is hearing your perspective of what's going on in the world versus my perspective, and I think everybody needs to hear it. And so when we were talking earlier, we had talked about, for example, how we use marijuana, both of us, to help our anxiety, and that you had actually been diagnosed when you were younger with a bunch of stuff, correct?
Yeah, definitely. It was super, super crazy. In the year 2016, I found out I had ADHD, and then along with that, I have anxiety and depression. And since 2016, I've been put on over 25 different medications just for that.
So do you feel any of those helped you, or?
No, not at all. I feel like a lot of them are just kind of fake happiness. You feel like you're supposed to feel happy, but you're not quite there.
Yeah.
And I just think that they're drugs, they're not meant to, happiness is something that comes from within. It's not something that's artificial.
How'd you figure that out? Because you're still very young, so to be able to realize that something that's medication that can make you in a sense feel good for the moment isn't really.
I think I noticed mostly when everyone was telling me that they noticed a difference in me, and I didn't notice a difference.
Yeah.
So I think medication is mostly for other people to handle you better, and not for you to be able to handle yourself better.
I like that, actually. Because I really, I've been diagnosed with ADHD myself.
Yeah.
And I never took medication because I was always so worried about, what it would do to me. Because I met people who, they were fine, they were great, and then they get on medication, and it's like they take away their whole personality,
Yeah, they turn into a robot.
Yeah. And so, it's funny because I was telling you earlier, she hasn't seen Euphoria yet, which I really do think, by the way, I think Euphoria is a little bit probably over the top. I know what it was like in high school, and I think we all went through the same stuff, but at the same time, like, it's just like, this show's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it earlier, and I asked her, you know, about, like, if she felt the way, because in Euphoria, it definitely says, like, parents almost went right to drugs because the doctors told them to do so. And so they thought they were helping. Like, it's almost like not a negative, but it is a negative, you know?
Yeah.
And now it's saying, like, your generation, a lot of your generation is having trouble trying to cope with emotions because they've been told that something's wrong with them because they have emotion.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely crazy. I think medication has messed me up more than
Really?
not being on it at all. I think I've definitely heard people say that if you act up, I'm going to put you on your medication. If you talk too much, I'm going to put you on your medication. Like, my own family members have said that even to me. And that's just, like, very hurtful because it's just, like, it feels like they don't want you to be yourself.
So let's talk about something positive. And tell me what you love about yourself.
Oh, man. I probably love how bubbly I can be, and also I've always kind of been the oldest because I repeated a grade from a young age, so I've always been the oldest, and I feel like I always, like, when I walk into a room, I feel like I can control the room and I can, like, move the room, you know, and I like that I can talk to anybody, and I like that I can be anybody's friend.
So what's your passion? What's your goal in life at 18 years old, the little baby over here?
I really just, I'm a high school dropout, so really it's just to find my
But
passion.
wait. You're a high school dropout who is working on her GED.
Yes.
Don't sell yourself short, honey. I just want to put that out there because everybody, that's a negative. That's not a negative. That's a positive.
No, I think dropping out of school was the best thing I probably ever did. It helped me realize that you don't need to rush to get into life. You don't need to run. You don't have to go at everyone else's speed. You can take your own time. Like, you can really just, like, find time to, like, be yourself and figure out who you are. Like, when you're in school, you're just kind of forced to figure out who you are right then and there.
Yeah.
And, like, now I have had, like, a whole year to just, like, to myself completely. And it's just been amazing. I've been figuring out more and more about myself every day, and, like, more about who my friends are, who they aren't, you know?
Yeah,
it's just,
like,
crazy.
No, real talk, girl. That happens all your life. So, for you, what do you think made you realize these things? Because you're right, when I was telling you earlier, right, like, it took me a long time to kind of come into my own, and I feel like you are already seeing that you have to be an individual, right?
Yeah. I mean, I essentially kind of raised myself, so I've kind of always been on my own and always kind of felt alone, so I always try to think about other people and what they're thinking, why they're thinking about it, and how they're thinking about it. And I think that really helped me realize who I was and who I wanted to be by watching other people.
Yeah. I get
So,
that.
like, not watching them to see what they are and to be that, but to watch them to see what I don't want to be. And to see who I want to be from them and what they're doing with their lives.
So now we're going to go into the topic. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so the topic is porn. So I have to know, have you ever watched porn? Do you like porn?
I've gone through multiple phases with it, actually.
Okay.
And actually, I think the first time I watched porn, I was probably, like, the first time I saw porn was in first grade.
First grade?
Yes,
Okay.
it was left up on a computer. It wasn't.
Was it like your dad or?
No, it was left up. Like, I don't even know who it was. It was just in my household.
Okay,
So it was just left up, and I discovered it from a very young age.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually, like, looked it up myself until I was, like, probably 13. And then, like, from 13 to 16 was probably the most I watched it.
The most. What do you think it was because you were trying to figure out what to do?
Yeah, I actually had a mental breakdown in, like, 3rd grade because I thought that I was gay.
Okay.
And I'm actually bi now.
Okay.
But
or queer, by the way. I learned about queer, and I don't know about you, but I think I like queer. Queer is
good.
Love whoever you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, queer works for me either way. It doesn't matter. Bi, queer, fan.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, but I was scared that I was gay because when I was in 3rd grade, it was still not a very accepted thing.
Okay, yeah.
So I started looking into, like, things with relationships, and slowly it just kind of formed into, like, porn stuff, and I started watching it, and I learned so much about all of it.
Did you watch it, though, in a sense where you were getting turned on, or you feel like you were really, like, it was education almost for you?
I think at first it was very educational.
Yeah.
I was very much like, is this really what people do? I was like, this is what they do behind closed doors? I was like, really? Like, I thought it was something completely different. I had no idea. And so I was just blown away. And I think as I started watching it, I realized, hey, like, I can do that too on my own.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't need someone to do that with you.
Yeah.
And I just discovered more and more, and I was blown away.
So do you find, like, people your age watch porn, like females?
Yeah, actually, most of my friends watch porn. They won't say it to any boys.
Ah, okay.
But to each other, they all talk about it. All my friends.
You know, it's funny because all my girlfriends, right, are like, when we get together, like, I was with some girls the other night and they were talking about, like, taking 2 dicks and stuff. Like, and, like, the thing is that girls are just, they really do, they're just as sexually open, experimental as men, but it's, like, because we're told, in a sense, right, not to be. But I think, I will say this, at your age, I did not know how to make myself happy in bed the way I can now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of girls your age, I'm not sure how women, I don't want to call girls women, she's a woman. But I feel like at your age, I just didn't understand the value of all this and how to make myself happy over the partner, you know?
Yeah, I feel like sex for girls my age is we're mostly thinking about the boy. And, like, can we make the boy happy?
Yeah.
Like, are we going to satisfy him? Are we not good enough? Do we look weird? You know, I think it's all about, like, we're more thinking about ourselves, like, what's wrong with us and what we can do better than what can we get out of this.
Yeah. How do you think we can change that? How can we empower each other, right? How can we tell? Because really, like, I'm not saying at your age, right? I don't think it's, if you want to have sex, that's your choice prerogative. So I'm definitely not saying that. I'm just saying, but how, as somebody who is your elder, how can we connect, you know? Because I want to connect with your age group so I can say, like, yo, bitch, I'm here for you too, okay, honey?
Yeah, I think it's just mostly just, like, getting people comfortable with even just the word sex.
Yeah.
Like,
right?
people my age.
What was your sex education class like? Just wondering.
Oh, they divvied us up between boys and girls. We couldn't be in the same classroom.
Okay, yeah, which already I'm like, why do you make it so weird?
No,
right?
like, you already made it so awkward.
Yes.
Like, why can't I talk about it around the other sex, which is who I'm supposed to have sex with?
Yes,
it's
right?
so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Did you guys talk about, like, STDs?
Yeah, we talked about, like, protection and STDs, and they made it a lot more, like, really, really scary. So it made us...
What about the good things about sex? Did they talk about
They
orgasms or anything great?
I mean, not really. They made sex kind of sound just scary.
Yeah. See, that's what I don't like. Like, I get it. Like, okay, there's STDs out there. There's pregnancy. These are all real things. But sex isn't scary. And sex shouldn't be ashamed. Like, what did you say earlier? Like, all these... She said earlier, we were all sitting around, we talking about PooseBoss. She goes, everybody here at this table would not be here without pussy. And I was like, yes, bitch, we all came from the same place.
Yeah, like, why can't we talk about it? We literally all came from a pussy. Like, it's literally, like, I don't understand. Like, we're all made the same way.
Yeah.
Like, why not talk about it? Why not make it something that's not scary? Like,
yeah, and I feel like that's the one thing that's really happening for women of all ages. Because even, like, at 30 years old, right, I'm still dealing with the same thing you're dealing with at your age, you know? But it's like, how do we embrace, because the truth is sex is always going to be there, right?
Yeah.
And, like, look, Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, I mean, really anyone who's super famous, right? They're using their body in some sort of way, which is fine because that's what women were good to look at, right?
Yeah.
We're good to look at. Men, I mean, I'm not going to a male strip club, are you?
I
don't want to see no fucking dwang just, like, wangling all around. Hell fucking no.
No,
like,
it's not cute.
Yeah, it's not cute. I'd rather look at a hot bitch. But, so I think, like, how do we say to each other, we embrace everything, we empower each other, but we also don't overstep the line where we're almost underselling what we have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's very tricky. I think it's kind of different with everyone. I think you have to talk to everybody on their own personal level.
Yeah.
Because everybody handles sex differently, and some people can't even say the word. Like, my best friend can't even say the word.
Is she a virgin?
She is, yeah.
She is a virgin. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I got to ask you this, because I've heard this again also about the youth, is that a lot of women are saying they're virgins, but they're doing anal.
Oh, actually, yeah. That's actually pretty common now.
Really?
Yeah.
For real? Like, okay, girl, you have to fill me in, because to me, I'm like, if you gonna put your dick up my ass.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not with it.
Okay,
but...
we real close then. Like, you my boyfriend. B Simone be saying that shit. What up, B Simone?
Yeah, no, I'm not with it, but I've heard through the grapevine that many people are starting to do it. It's a very big thing.
I just don't get that. Like, I mean, and look, you know, like, right? Dudes like anal because of their prostate gland, right?
Yes, that makes sense, right?
Yes. Now, I'm not saying that because I have seen, well, no, I've never actually talked, well, I've talked to, like, maybe a couple girls who like anal, but majority, I've never had a girl be like, oh, I fucking love anal so much. You know what I mean? I
actually watched a video the other day where I literally heard a girl say that almost
she
exactly.
Loved anal?
Yeah.
Well, I have seen girls who, like, they be squirting and shit. Like, they be going on pornos, like, with fucking anal. So I'm like, what am I missing? But I don't understand because I just don't get it, you know?
I don't think it would be... I don't know.
I mean, I've tried it. So, but the last time I tried it, the dog threw up. So it totally, like, ruined the whole mood.
Oh, man. That really does kill.
Yeah.
Kill
it was like we just got it in, and then it was like, whoop, dog threw up. I was like, guess it's over.
Guess that's it. Well,
that's funny though, because, you know, when I was younger, you know, it wasn't about anal. It was more like, when I was younger, honestly, it was still the, like, little bullshit, like, only white girls give head, right? Like, yeah, like,
I've never heard that.
Really? Oh my God. Back in the day, like, it was only white bitches give head. Like, we were the hoes, girl. Like, we was sucking them dicks. And now it's like everybody gives head. And, like, literally, so, like, I've been, like, there's this one guy now, and he, like, fucks all these, like, 20-year-old bitches. And he's, like, in his, like, mid-30s or whatever. And, like, I asked him, like, are you, like, how are you doing all this? Like, and he's like, no. He's like, they're just open to it. And I'm like, wow, like, shit. Like, I wasn't that free. Like, I was down to do some shit. But, like, they down to do everything from gangbangs to anal to...
I think as the generations go on, I think sex is just getting more creative and more crazy. So.
Do you think that, though, because you're not, but at that age, like, do you think right now you can really understand what you're doing in a sense? Because, right, like, if somebody your age goes and does all these things, do you think they're really doing it for them, or are they doing it, like you said, for the experience? But what is the experience they're getting out of it? Are they really getting a gratifying experience?
I think personally, the first time I had sex, but even the thought of it before I had it, I was terrified. I think my thing was just to get it out of the way. I just wanted to get the first time over with. I was so mortified. I was so terrified. I had heard all these like horrible stories, and I was just absolutely terrified. So for me, it was just like, let's get it out of the way so I can finally be done with it. But then once you do it, it's just like you've done it.
You just do it, right?
Yeah, there's no big deal to it anymore. Like, you know, it's just not a big deal anymore. Yeah. And I wish I knew that, so I would have maybe been like better, or, you know, like different. I wouldn't have been scared. I wish I knew that it wasn't something you should be scared of.
Yeah. Well, I don't, and that I think is a good point. Like, we shouldn't be scared of sex.
Yeah, like, it is awkward sometimes, and it is like a mess sometimes.
Girl. So when I queef, which happens sometimes, I literally, like, and it's always when someone's like fucking me from behind, right? I always look back and laugh. I'm always like, just queefed, and they look at me like, bitch, like, you don't gotta tell everybody. I heard it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, sex could be awkward as fuck.
Yeah, no, it can totally be awkward. I just think that you should laugh through it, and I don't think
Yeah.
it should be so serious. Like,
Yeah.
everyone takes it so seriously. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna make funny noises. You're a human. It doesn't make sense. It just is
Yeah.
how you work.
Do you feel like porn, just in general, is a little bit more aggressive than it was? Well, you obviously did not watch porn when I watched porn, but do you feel like one thing I've noticed is that porn has become more aggressive. So I feel like sex with men has become more aggressive. And I mean, obviously you've been in a relationship for a while, but do you feel like your friends or anyone, do you feel like that's kind of coming through in relationships?
No, that's definitely a thing. I've noticed it more and more. I don't think I know any of my personal friends who like sex that's not rough or that's not just like really intense almost.
Females or males you're talking about?
I'm talking about mostly females, honestly.
So do you think...
Most guys like it not rough that I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you think... Okay.
It's
Which is interesting because I can see that because all we're seeing is rough sex. I mean, I don't know how much you watch porn, but I watch porn pretty frequently.
Yeah.
And it's pretty aggressive. I mean, and don't get me wrong, like there's always been aggressive porn. Like
Yeah, no,
It's just
for
that it's just that with internet it's easier to see like kind of like the top hits is what I would say,
Yeah,
you know?
it's definitely growing.
Yeah. And like I find for me like I don't know, like guys are just super aggressive than they used to be. Like they used to be more loving. Now I get choked out every time almost I get like
Really? I
Yeah.
find it to be the opposite.
Really?
I find it to be that
Okay.
they're too soft and too sweet now.
Huh. Very
Instead of-
interesting. I wonder if that's an age gap.
Yeah, it might be. I think the boys in my generation, I feel like, are all pretty soft. Like
Pretty soft?
not that that's bad or anything, but it's just like they're not like
And
go-getters.
This is gonna be an interesting conversation coming up with your boyfriend because I'm gonna have to ask him like, what's up?
yeah,
Yeah, he's a sweet. I can tell he's a
sweet.
sweetheart.
Yeah, he's sweet.
But
so-
you know what though? It's nice to see men like him. Honestly,
Yeah, no,
it's hard out here. It's
he's
hard.
a relief.
Yeah, he's a relief. So okay, we're gonna close up this podcast. But what I want you to do is we've talked about sex, we've talked about all this stuff. But what I want you to tell me about is, I want you to tell me about you real quick. We got 8 minutes. Tell me why you're here. Tell me what you want to do. Tell me a little bit about your life because PooseBoss is all about the women that are becoming something even bigger than they ever imagined. And I love that you literally hopped in a fucking car and just drove. Like, yo, she drove here. They were here at 3 a.m. if I'm pretty sure. They were here at 3 a.m. and they were willing to sleep in the fucking car until Sarah woke up so that they could let her in. So tell them about you. I want to hear more.
Well, I've always just kind of been a jump the gun kind of person. So if I see something I want or hear something I want, I need to have it. I want it then and there. So I always imagine myself, you know, getting through high school, going to college, being that perfect little kid that I thought was perfect, that I thought was like what I needed to be. But honestly, I got into high school and everyone was so negative, and I have grown up in a very negative home, so when I'm not in my home, I need positive, and that's just not what I was getting from school. So I made the choice to try and be homeschooled, but when I got pulled out of school, the homeschool program I did was actually very, very wrong, was not a good one at all. So then I had to be completely pulled out of school, which is something I never thought would happen, and it was so terrifying. But honestly, dropping out of school, which is not for everyone, but is for a lot of people, I think, a lot more than who do drop out. It changed my life completely, and I don't think I would be here. Actually, today would be my first day of senior year.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw all my friends posting pictures of it, and I can say that I'm so glad to be here and not there. I've gotten time to figure out who I am, a little bit of maybe what I want to do, and just got time to really like figure out who I am and what makes me happy and what happiness really is.
And what do you think that is?
Well, Sheen is the first person who, my boyfriend, is the first person who has said this to me, but he said that if all you have is money, then you're broke. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't agree more. I think it's just about who you're around. I think if you have your supporters and the people you love and the people who love you and just happy, good vibes around you, I think that there's no way, no matter how broke you were, that you could be unhappy.
I love that. And I agree with that. At the end of the day, money is not going to make us happy, girl.
Not at all.
Let me tell you, it's not. And so this is so great. I'm so excited. Like, I was great to meet you. She's going to be on it again. I already know she's going to be on this podcast again. She's dope as fuck. So make sure to follow her. Again, throw out your Instagram.
It's K_Nicole 6 _.
The number 6. So K_Nicole, the number 6_.
Yes.
All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that random pussy tonight. And until next time, this your girl, Victoria Lynn. And remember to keep patting that puss.